Awesome.
I like that.
Twitch
The rabbi
already.
saying, makes me want to go buy a Panther. You should.
You know what I love seeing? I love seeing the fact that we didn't even announce this cast tonight, and we've already got 277 people watching. I love you guys, and this is why this community is the best freaking community anywhere. So this is why I do it for you guys. I am
Suck up.
seeing Mauler MX94 Ultra AC5s, Kodiak 3
Little bit
Ultra
of,
AC10s.
A mech from yesteryear there with the Mauler.
Yeah, I mean, he must just be very, very comfortable in that mech. Griffin 3Ms, so they've got a nice mix between DACA and Brawl over here on the red team side, which should be 54th WolfPak.
54th WolfPak, yep.
On the Sword League side, we've got Grasshopper with Large Pulse, Kodiak 3 is Gauss Rifle AC10. Gauss Rifle
Okay.
AC10 on both Kodiak 3s. FBJ,
Not something you see every
medium
day,
lasers.
but it might work out for him.
Large Pulse Laser Stormcrow. Haven't seen that kind of build used in a long time. So we've got a bit. I would say Sword League has longer range overall than 54th WolfPak. 54th, of course, bringing Oxides, Large Pulse Black Knights.
And it looks like they are both heading towards Epsilon here. We might have a little bit of an early engagement.
So in my opinion, what 54th needs to do is they need to get in there and just take it straight into a brawl. If they're going to be successful here, they have to pressure Sword League, and as soon as they notice all this Large Pulse and Gauss flying around, the call needs to be made.
And this fire
Whoa!
starter,
Pepsi
oh, no.
1 gets completely wrecked by the Mauler and the Kodiak as he came in on those Griffins.
Crossing across the middle, in between no man's land, between
That's
the
a
two fields.
huge mistake for the fire starter, and that just took one mech out very, very soon. Wolfpack needs to identify that they are up on mechs and just take it in and get the win here. They need to push hard.
And it looks like they are pushing in.
The Oxide is out on the right side, almost going to do the exact same thing the fire starter just did.
But the
Xavier,
Griffin just goes down, poking around the corner for 54th WolfPak, and just ate it on that corner.
they're playing a poke game when they need to be playing a brawl game. They can't just keep
And
peeking
that
out
other
one
Griffin
at a
just
time.
tried to do the same thing. This Grasshopper now is in trouble for Sword League. He is a little too close. The rest of his teammates doing the smart thing, backing up, trying to play that range. But the Grasshopper gets killed, and it looks like by an airstrike.
Wow, that smoke just went right over, and here's the Grasshopper topper right here. That was a great strike by 54th, and they made the call. Here they come. They are bringing it into brawl range.
And another
It looks
Griffin
like
goes down.
we are 2-all on both sides. Black Knight coming in on the left side with Oxide help, and of course that Mauler MX90. The Grasshopper goes down hard, and we're up 1 for 54th. It looks like Sword
They
League
are
is trying to get a
extremely
little bit of
damaged.
distance, but they have the Oxides on their backside. The Stormcrow just getting wailed on from behind, and there's nothing he can do about this Oxide. 4
And
dead
one of the
now on
Kodiaks
each
goes
side.
down.
And the Hunchback 2C is going to be the next to go, but they are actually shooting past him, opting for the more dangerous Kodiak 3. The Mauler is just pelting the crap out of him right now.
someone
Bad
needs to deal with this
overheat by
Mauler.
the Jenner. He overheats and gets a fistful of Stormcrow and goes down hard. It is now 3 mechs for 54 against the 2 remaining for Sword League. Stormcrow is getting beat up hard, but
And
oh
down
man,
she goes.
the last one remaining is the Jenner 2C FBJ.
And that
versus...
Jenner's running really hot, having a lot of heat issues. He shut down a couple times. If he could have jumped on that Mauler, he might have changed the course of this game, but he just wasn't able to do so.
He is a little bit pinned down, and that is a lot of dock fire coming in on him. He can potentially evade and maybe draw this match out, opting to stop behind the rock and take a little bit of a poke here at the Kodiak 3, but he fell off and took an extra shot to the face. Not looking too good here for the Jenner 2C. Here comes the Mauler around the corner, gives him another 11%, and it's not looking good for FBJ. I don't think he's going to get away.
And down
but
he
does.
goes.
What a fight. 54th WolfPak bringing it to him hard, noticing that they had those longer range Pokemechs, but some of those key plays, I think, just excellent strikes, taking out that fire starter early, just landing the shots. Pepsi 1 doing 0 damage in the fire starter. That's one that I think Sword League wishes they got back. The
Yeah,
two Griffins
absolutely.
only
That fire
pulling
starter.
60 and 36 apiece, but they were at least distracting. But the Black Knights, or at least one of the Black Knights, and then of course the Oxides, and Mauler MX90 pulling 862 damage by himself. And then his teammate, the Kodiak 3, pulling 513. Those two mechs right there were the fist for 54th. They did so
Absolutely.
much work. Fantastic play by those guys, just landing their shots where it needed to be. 5 kills out of 8 between the two of them. Well done by 54th.
Absolutely. Like I said, that Jenner was like 100 meters away from where that Mauler was just putting fire down range. I don't think they even knew that Jenner was there. He just wasn't able to get around the corner, get on that Mauler. He was focusing on trying to help his team with some of the mechs that were a little closer, and just wasn't in a position to help out. And that Mauler just absolutely demolished the enemy team.
Just quick taking a look at the map here. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward strategy, I'd say. Coming up, and essentially both teams fighting around this one rock over here. I believe it was on the Epsilon, exactly on the Epsilon corner. But like you had I think it was one of the black, or a grasshopper right here on that dot. And then a nice just strike kill right across.
Yeah, right over.
Like
the top.
I saw the smoke, and it didn't register that somebody was on the other side of that hill. I'm like, that's an interesting place to put a smoke. And then boom, you see the kill come up. You can't see your opponent, and you put the strike there knowing he's there, and that just landed right where it needed to be. That is some excellent airstriking right there, and that's why I think a lot of comp players use airstrike over artillery, because if that was an artillery, that would have landed on their teammates that were hiding behind that rock, but since it was an air, it went through the rock and hit the guy on the other side and got the kill. What an amazing
you can
play.
almost aim the airstrike a little bit better than you can with the artillery. The artillery, you just put it on a spot. The airstrike, you actually point it in a direction.
Exactly. I mean, it's basically wherever you point it at, the airplane or the jet flies over your head, and it flies at the point you aimed at. So if you're standing in a way where you're basically putting the strike between you and your opponent, it can sweep them on the head. And since the smoke was on 54th side, Sword League had no clue that strike was coming in. Maybe they saw the jet come over, but they didn't register where it was placed. And of course, the grasshopper never would have seen it coming, and then suddenly he's dead. And that's such a good
The best part about
point.
that match, I think, other than the airstrike kill, which was pretty darn cool, that Griffin came right around the corner.
On
In
the
Sword
right
League,
side.
while it didn't end the way that they wanted it to, did a fantastic job. That guy came right around the corner, and they just pummeled him into the ground before he was able to even to twist it off. That was such a great job. Perfect thing to do when you know that you're against a more brawly team, backing up, first mech that comes around in the corner, and you give him everything you can. Didn't work out for him in the end, but I love seeing that out of those teams.
They did hold those two Griffins to extremely low numbers.
Absolutely.
And just what we see here is that's where that Griffin just peaked tight around that corner, and every single Sword League mech just gave it to him at once. And you can kind of expect that with the amount of Gauss that they were bringing, and of course Ultra AC-10's interesting pairing, but they obviously were able to kill anybody that peeked through, and that's why it was worrying me a little bit that 54th was playing so passively, because we saw Sword League had a lot of really pinpoint accurate rangy mechs, and just playing a poke game against that when you've got Griffins and Oxides just waiting in the wings wanting to get the work done. I was really concerned that 54th was playing it so passively, but obviously they were allowing their MX-90 and they were allowing their Kodiak to essentially carry them to victory. It could have been an even easier win, I think, for 54th if they aggressively just took it to them, but it ended up working out for them in the end, and not taking out those two assaults is brutal. I don't know if the assaults were just playing really tight to their cover, or if Sword League just never had an opportunity to really return fire against the Kodiak and the Mauler, but just an amazing output of damage, and just got the job done when it needed to. So that was a fantastic match. We are going to hit the BRB screen for a minute and try and pick you guys up a drop 2.5 if we got something out there, and we will hopefully be back soon. Otherwise, we'll catch you.
Before we do that, let me say one quick thing.
What?
Russ, I saw you in the chat. Yes, we do need a Panther sale. Okay, now we can go BRB.
Oh, he loves the Panthers. What mech do I love? I love Black Widows. Let's have another Black Widow sale. Why not? I don't know. We're asking for things that we should. All right, we'll catch you guys after the break.